Who really is Beetlejuice and what is his true purpose? In the dark and twisted world of comic horror films, few characters have captured the public imagination like the infamous Beetlejuice. But behind his facade of a prankster bio-exorcist lurks a story far more sinister than we might imagine. How did this eccentric character go from being a grave robber who married a witch to becoming the most famous bio-exorcist in the underworld? What would you think if I told you that he tried to find immortality with his wife and ended up cursed for eternity? In this video, we'll be talking about the curse of Beetlejuice and what this character really is. And for more videos of your favorite movies and series, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Welcome to the Oasis Geek. To understand the curse of this character, we must go back in time and talk about a period in this character's life when he was still human. Although the original 1888 movie does not delve into his past, it was thought that in life, he must have had a job related to spiritualism, since his work in the underworld was that of an exorcist, and it seems that he had a peculiar interest in ghosts. However, in the second film, we saw that Beetlejuice was shown to be a human who lived during the Middle Ages, possibly between the years 1300 and 1350. This period was marked by dark events such as the bubonic plague, which fits the macabre nature of the character. It is said that he was a grave robber, taking advantage of the desperation and fear that reigned at the time. His apparent immunity to the plague allowed him to move freely through cemeteries and abandoned villages, looting belongings and accumulating wealth. We can hear in the second film how this character mentions that it was one of the best times of his life, something that makes it clear that he was happy to see the suffering of others, or at least benefit from the suffering of others. During this time, Beetlejuice would have met a mysterious witch named Dolores, with whom he shared interests in the occult and the forbidden. United by their fascination with dark magic, they would have formed an alliance that culminated in marriage. However, this union was nothing more than a facade to hide sinister intentions. On their wedding night, the witch tried to poison Beetlejuice, perhaps to steal his soul, or to use him in some even more sinister ritual, since in the film she is shown to be a soul sucker. But he, cunning and always alert, Beetlejuice discovered her intentions, and in an act of survival, ended her life. This act would have dire consequences. Manipulating dark forces and betraying a powerful witch is not something to be taken lightly. So he had to face her again in the afterlife. However, this leaves us with a question. When Beetlejuice is reunited with his wife in the afterlife, he recognizes that she has the abilities to suck out the soul of whomever she wishes, and that she tried to perform a ritual on Beetlejuice when she was alive. I think it is no coincidence that Beetlejuice knows different ways to escape from the underworld, and that he calls himself a bio-exorcist. I believe that Beetlejuice, when he was human, was actually a type of sorcerer who tried to seek immortality, and that his ex-wife was seeking the same thing. Their marriage was an attempt by both of them to find this, and the evidence is that even after they have died, they both wish to return, and both are linked to this dark magic during the bubonic plague. This means that Beetlejuice could be much more evil than we might think, and that his stories could be full of lies, so that we never grasp his true intentions, which could result with his return to the world and the subsequent destruction of the planet, or the dimension we know as the underworld. After Beetlejuice kills his wife, this is when he would have been cursed, condemned to an existence between the world of the living and the afterlife. Today, Beetlejuice is a being that defies the rules of both the underworld and the world of the living. He possesses unique abilities that other ghosts do not have, such as shape-shifting, manipulating his environment, and even influencing people's emotions. His need to be summoned by saying his name 3 times is an intriguing detail, which could be linked to ancient rituals and magical laws. Perhaps this was one of the rituals he learned with Dolores, a way to escape death, though it hasn't been very useful to him yet. Another point is that I believe he calls himself a bio-exorcist, offering his services to scare the living away from haunted houses. But he is actually eager to return to the world of the living, and offers his services to seek an opportunity to escape. Beetlejuice has never been a bio-exorcist. He has always been an evil entity trapped in a limbo and looking for different ways to escape. But what is Beetlejuice really looking for? At first glance, he seems motivated by a desire to break free from the underworld and return to the world of the living. His attempt to marry Lydia Dietz in the film suggests that marriage to a human might be the key to breaking his curse. Beetlejuice's true nature is darker and more complex than we ever imagined. What if his desperate quest to return to the world of the living was merely the tip of a much more sinister plan? Beetlejuice, cursed by a failed marriage to a witch, obsessively seeks a new marital union. Perhaps he believes that only by breaking his curse in the same way it started will he be able to free himself. But what would happen if he were to achieve his goal? Would we be freeing a being of unimaginable power in our world? And there's another important element: Beetlejuice's baby with Lydia's daughter. What seemed like a comical ending could actually be a terrifying premonition. What if Beetlejuice has found a new way into our world? Could he be planning to use the next generation as his ticket back to life? The connection of Lydia's daughter to the world of the dead makes her the perfect target. Beetlejuice, having failed with Lydia, might now have his sights set on her daughter. In my opinion, I think the next film should show us more about Beetlejuice's origin and also explain what his ultimate plan is. It would be fascinating to explore how he has possibly been fighting death since before he arrived in the underworld, and how, because of his rituals, he ended up becoming this entity. I think the universe of Beetlejuice still has a lot to offer us. This could reveal the true motivations behind his actions, and perhaps even show a more complex side to the character. Is Beetlejuice simply a mischievous spirit, or is there a hidden tragedy in his past that drives him beyond the betrayal of his ex-wife? I think even Beetlejuice and the underworld have a lot to offer. But tell me what you think about all this. Did you know this origin of Beetlejuice? Do you think we will see him return in the next few years? Or do you think his story had a good ending? Would you like to see a third Beetlejuice movie? Share your opinion in the comments. And for more videos of your favorite series and movies, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. You are on The Oasis Geek.